Welcome to a tutorial series of Epsilon 3.0. In this tutorial series, you will see how to use our plugin and especially to understand how it works inside Paraview. So basically, the entire tutorial series will cover all the Epsilon modules, we'll see the interface, and we'll have some practical sessions. Concerning Epsilon, we'll see first an overall presentation of the code in this video, and afterwards, in separated videos, we'll present each module of Epsilon and we'll do a real-time demonstration. This will allow you to understand how it works on the background, each module, and how to use it in detail. And of course, each one of these modules will be associated with a real-time training. We will use either CFD or wind tunnel data that's available in our website in the open data section. So let's get started with an overall presentation of Epsilon. Epsilon is an aerodynamic analysis tool that has been developed for aerodynamicists. Basically, you can use either your CFD data or your wind tunnel data, which is loaded in Paraview, that is actually the background analysis tool. And then, by using our plugin Epsilon, you are able to perform some specific aerodynamic analysis method. In particular, we have covered some existing methods like near field, far field, land vector, and in particular, exergy. This software Epsilon can be downloaded in our website, and of course, this is open source. It has been released under GNU GPL V3 license. In order to understand how we arrived to the current version Epsilon V3, we have to take a look to the previous versions. Indeed, we start the development of Epsilon in 2017, and then in 2018 we released the first beta version. It was released only for our students at ISAE Superior in France. And also our researchers use that beta version in order to perform some far field and exergy analysis method only on CFD data. This version was just a beta version, a basic test bench in order to implement all these formulations. And then we realized that the tools that we were developing were quite interesting and practical, so we decided to improve the interface, to improve our analysis tools, because at that time were just quite primitive. And once we improved all those tools, we decided to release it to the public, and that was made with Epsilon V2. Epsilon V2 was released in 2020 in our Aerospace Europe conference. You can actually download the paper, the conference paper, in our website. It was released as an open source software, open to the public, and this time you can perform all the existing aerodynamic analysis method at that time. I talk about the near field method, the far field method, land vector method, and the exergy method. And of course, all the analysis tools, for example, span-wise distribution of drag, lift, and so on, has been improved at the time. There were quite practical tools. And the entire plugin, Epsilon V2, was mostly developed for CFD applications. We had at that time some wind tunnel capabilities, but it's quite primitive. So we can say that the analysis of wind tunnel data, it was just at the same state that the beta version. So wind tunnel data was actually a beta version. And that's something we decided to improve. During the last year, we gained a lot of experience and a lot of feedback from our users, and we decided to take that into account to develop that hardly. We developed that this year, 2022, and we developed the Epsilon V3 version that has been released in August 2022. And this time we massively improved the CFD tools. Now we have something that's absolutely robust, absolutely powerful, and easy to use. We also provide some advanced wind tunnel testing tools. This time we have some robust wind tunnel analysis tools. More importantly, we have simplified the workflow. If you have used Epsilon V2, you realize that it's an actually cool tool, but it sometimes has a little bit cumbersome in order to achieve some operation. Well, all these unnecessary operations have been eliminated. They are now on the background, and the workflow is very, very simple. You just have to click on some icons, and that's all for your analysis. And in order to achieve this state, we used all the feedbacks from our users all around the world in industry, research, and academics. So this is how it looks, the interface of Epsilon V3.0. First of all, you have the filters, or all the icons here. Each icon performs specific analysis operation. And we also have some sources of data. Basically, this is more for wind tunnel testing, and this is for analyzing either CFD or wind tunnel testing. Then the interface contains the pipeline. The pipeline basically is the series of operations that you perform in order to make different type of analysis starting from your initial data. In my case, it was a CFD data. We can do that either with CFD or wind tunnel data. Then we have the interface. Each one of these filters or sources will have a specific interface where you can manipulate or edit the parameters behind these filters that allows you to perform different operations depending what you select. And finally, you have the output messages here. This is quite important because it will print some information on some values. Let's say in some cases it will print lift, drag, and in some cases it will print you some information if you are doing some mistakes in the modification of the parameters of each filter. So basically, Epsilon V3.0 is a series of filters and sources. We have 11 plugins in total. We will see each one of these plugins in detail in separate videos. So let's get started first with Epsilon Aerodata.